This is All India Radio. We now bring you a special news program on COVID-19. Good evening. I am VC Pramod and with me is Renuka. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says COVID-19 does not see race, religion or caste before striking. Prime Minister stresses on adaptability, efficiency, inclusivity, opportunity and universalism for a new business and work culture. Central government to allow certain relaxations from tomorrow in notified services in areas without hotspots. Home Ministry issues guidelines for movement of stranded migrant labourers for their work engagement within states and union territories. High-level task force formed to work on vaccines and drug testing. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said COVID-19 does not see race, religion, colour, caste, creed, language or border before striking, and India's response and conduct thereafter should attach primacy to unity and brotherhood. In a post on LinkedIn, Mr. Modi said, unlike previous moments in history when countries or societies faced off against each other, today the world is facing a common challenge. He added that the future will be about togetherness and resilience. The Prime Minister said the next big ideas from India should find global relevance and application. They should have the ability to drive a positive change not merely for India but for the entire humankind. Saying that coronavirus has significantly changed the contours of professional life, Mr. Modi added that these days home is the new office and internet is the new meeting room. He said today the world is in pursuit of new business models and India, a youthful nation known for its innovative zeal, can take the lead in providing a new work culture. He said this new business and work culture should be redefined on the vowels A-E-I-O-U, where A stands for adaptability, E for efficiency, I for inclusivity, O for opportunity and U for universalism. Mr. Modi said these will become essential ingredients of any business model in the post-COVID world. The Prime Minister said the need of the hour is to think of business and lifestyle models that are easily adaptable and the emphasis should be on completing a task in the specified time frame. He emphasized on the need to develop business models that attach primacy to care for the poor, the most vulnerable as well as the planet. Mr. Modi also said India can emerge as a nerve center of complex modern supply chains in the post-coronavirus world. Prime Minister Modi today hailed the contribution of shopkeepers in India's fight against COVID-19. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi said small business owners and shopkeepers have contributed significantly in maintaining social system during the lockdown period. He said the lockdown is being successfully implemented because of positive role played by certain sections. The Prime Minister said it is hard to imagine what would have happened if small businesses owners and shopkeepers did not risk their lives to provide essential items to people. He said the country will not forget the service to nation by the shopkeepers. Central government will allow certain relaxations from tomorrow in the notified services in areas without hotspots. In the wake of extension of national lockdown till 3rd of May, a series of directives have been put in place to ensure a strict compliance of lockdown. However, keeping in mind the current financial situation of low-income earners and farmers, the centre had said that it will be permitting a few more services to function in areas that are not COVID-19 containment zones from tomorrow. Operation of the fishing aquaculture industry, movement of fish and fish products and workers of all these activities are allowed. The guideline also allows operations of tea, coffee and rubber plantations with maximum of 50% workers. Poultry farms, livestock farming activity are allowed. Food processing industries in rural areas, manufacture of IT hardware, coal production, mines and mineral production, manufacturing units of packaging material have been allowed to operate. Operations of seaports and inland container depots for cargo transport, including authorized custom clearing and forwarding agents, will function as well. Our correspondent reports that IT and IT-enabled services have been allowed to resume functioning with up to 50% strength.
In order to mitigate the hardship to the public, select additional activities will be allowed from tomorrow. These limited exemptions will be operationalized by states, union territories, district administrations based on strict compliance to the existing guidelines. All agricultural and horticultural activities, including farming operation by farmers and farm workers in field, agencies engaged in procurement of agriculture products, including MSP operations, mandis operated by Agriculture Produce Market Committee, shops of agriculture machinery will remain fully functional during the time. In addition, all finance-related institutions and health-related service will remain fully functional. In a major relaxation, services provided by self-employed persons like electrician, IT repairs, plumbers, motor mechanics, and carpenters will also be allowed to operate in such areas which is not demarcated as containment zones. The guidelines also stated that work at construction projects where workers are available on site and no workers are required to be brought in from outside to begin in such municipalities or municipal corporations. Private vehicles for emergency services, including medical and veterinary care, and for procuring essential commodities would also be allowed. Industries operating in rural areas and outside the limits of municipal corporation and municipalities, and manufacturing and other industrial establishment with access control in special economic zones and export-oriented units, industrial estates and industrial townships will be allowed to function. Courier services, cold storage, private security services, hotels accommodating people stranded due to lockdown have been allowed to operate. Anupam Mish, AR News, Delhi.
Production and supply of fertilizers in the country is going on to meet the demand of the farmers despite movement restrictions due to COVID-19 lockdown. This is being done with the concerted efforts of Department of Fertilizers, Railways, States and Ports. The highest number of 41 rakes of fertilizers were moved last Friday during the lockdown period. In a tweet, Chemicals and Fertilizers Minister Sadananda Gowda said the government is committed to ensure availability of fertilizers to farmers before sowing time. He also said that there is no problem of fertilizers in the country and there is no need to panic. He added that the state governments have sufficient stock of fertilizers. Government has allowed operation of fertilizers plants in the country so that agriculture sector is not affected due to lockdown. Government today said the supply of non-essential goods by e-commerce companies will remain prohibited during the lockdown. Union Home Secretary Ajay Bhalla issued an order excluding the non-essential items from sale by the e-commerce companies from the consolidated revised guidelines which listed the exemption given to the services and people from the purview of the lockdown. Mr. Bhalla has also written to State Chief Secretaries clarifying that while the supply of non-essential goods through e-commerce remains prohibited, the supply of essential goods will be allowed. He asked state and union territories to sensitize field agencies regarding it and disseminate the information among the people so that smooth movement of entire supply chain of essential goods by e-commerce can be ensured. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that India is still fighting the battle with COVID-19 and the applicable lockdown restrictions and national directives should be followed scrupulously. While reviewing the situation with senior officers of the Home Ministry yesterday, he directed officials to discuss the relaxations in lockdown restrictions applicable from tomorrow with state governments. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has said that his government has decided not to relax lockdown restrictions in the national capital as of now. In a digital press conference today, Mr. Kejriwal said Delhi government will assess the situation again after 1 week. He said containment zones have increased as coronavirus has started spreading in Delhi, but situation remains under control. Mr. Kejriwal said there have been instances where people without symptoms were found infected with COVID-19. The Chief Minister cited the Tablighi Jamaat Markaz incident as the reason for the spread of the virus, pointing out that Delhi accounts for 12% of the cases due to Tablighi Jamaat detected across country. The Lok Sabha Secretariat will resume work from tomorrow. According to an order, all officers of the Joint Secretary rank and above will join the office, while other staff will work on a rotational basis. The order further said, while working, the Secretariat staff will ensure that social distancing norms are observed. The Secretariat has been closed since the last week of March in the wake of the COVID-19 outbreak.
The Home Ministry today issued standard operating procedures for the movement of stranded migrant labourers for their engagement in industrial, manufacturing, construction, farming and Manrega works within states and union territories where they are currently located. Under it, they have been allowed to go to places of work within a state with certain conditions. The SOP said, in the event that a group of migrants wish to return to their places of work within the state where they are presently located, they will be screened and those who are asymptomatic will be transported to their respective places of work. During the journey by bus, it will be ensured that safe social distancing norms are followed and the buses are sanitized as per guidelines of the health authorities. The local authorities will also provide for food and water for the journey. In the SOP, Union Home Secretary has made it clear that there will be no interstate movement of workers during the lockdown, which has been extended till 3rd of next month. The local authorities will also register the labourers residing in the relief and shelter camps. Their skill mapping will be carried out for their suitability for various kinds of work. A total of 1,738 fresh confirmed cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the total number to 16,116. As many as 2,302 patients have recovered and have been discharged from the hospitals, while 519 patients have died. No new case has been reported in Mahi in Puducherry and in Kodagu district of Karnataka in the last 28 days. Briefing media in New Delhi today, the Health Ministry spokesman said 54 districts from 23 states and UTs have not reported fresh cases in the last 14 days. 755 dedicated hospitals and 1,389 dedicated healthcare centers in the country are working for the treatment of critical patients. The official also listed out services which will be given relaxation from tomorrow during the lockdown. The activities which will be prohibited even in cases of relaxation are primarily related to passenger traffic movement by air, rail and road, educational institutions, industrial, commercial activities and hospitality services. The official added that cinema halls, shopping complexes, malls and religious places will remain closed till the 3rd of next month. He said the relaxation will not be implemented in containment areas, only essential services will be allowed there. The Health Ministry spokesman informed that a high-level task force to work on frontiers of science related to vaccines and drug testing has been formed.
वैक्सीन और ड्रग टेस्टिंग से संबंधित साइंस के फ्रंटियर्स पर काम करने के लिए आज एक हाई लेवल टास्क फोर्स का गठन किया गया है। इसके को-चेयर मेंबर नीति आयोग और प्रिंसिपल साइंटिफिक एडवाइजर टू गवर्नमेंट हैं। इस टास्क फोर्स का मुख्य उद्देश्य अकेडमिया, इंडस्ट्री और जो इंटरनेशनल एफर्ट्स हो रहे हैं उनको इनेबल करना, उनको फर्दर स्पीड अप करना है। इसके तहत डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी को एक सेंट्रल कोऑर्डिनेशन एजेंसी बनाया गया है वैक्सीन डेवलपमेंट के लिए, जिसका मेजर एफर्ट्स होगा टू आइडेंटिफाई पाथवेज फॉर वैक्सीन डेवलपमेंट, जिसके तहत फर्दर हम एफर्ट्स करेंगे कि एक डायनेमिक लिस्ट बनाई जाए नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल एफर्ट्स के लिए जो वैक्सीन डेवलपमेंट पर काम कर रहे हैं, उनकी प्रोग्रेस को मॉनिटर किया जाए और साथ में गवर्नमेंट लेवल पर रिक्वायर्ड फैसिलिटेशन प्रोवाइड किया जाए।
The Home Ministry spokesperson said states should ensure security to medical teams in their areas.
राज्यों को यह भी सुनिश्चित करना जरूरी है कि अब जब मेडिकल टीमों के माध्यम से सामुदायिक परीक्षण यानी कि कम्युनिटी टेस्टिंग की जा रही है तो मेडिकल टीमों को पर्याप्त सुरक्षा देनी चाहिए।
Indian Council of Medical Research spokesperson informed over 3.86 lakh COVID-19 tests have been done so far in the country. He also said 70 different groups of scientists are currently working on vaccine for COVID-19. More than 36,659 crore rupees have been transferred by using direct benefit transfer in the bank accounts of 16.01 crore beneficiaries during the COVID-19 lockdown. Direct benefit transfer ensures that cash benefit is directly credited to the account of the beneficiary and eliminates leakage and improves efficiency. A report.
The total direct benefit transfer amount disbursed has increased from 22% in 2018-19 to 45% in 2019-20. During the lockdown, the DBT payments under all the central sector and centrally sponsored schemes amounted to over 27,442 crore rupees in the accounts of over 11 crore 42 lakh beneficiaries. The schemes include PM Kisan, Mahatma Gandhi National Employment Guarantee Scheme, Prime Minister's Matru Vandana Yojana, among others. workers. Payments were also made under the PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, and 500 rupees was credited in the women account holders of Jan Dhan accounts. This has resulted in disbursement of 9,930 crore rupees. Many state governments like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Tripura and others have used DBT to transfer cash in bank accounts through 180 welfare schemes to over 4 crore 50 lakh beneficiaries. With Dipendra, Suparna Saikya, AIR News, Delhi.
Ratna Palve from Nasik has received benefits under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package. She thanked the government for providing food grains to her family during lockdown.
सरकार की योजना से घर के हर एक सदस्य को 5 किलो चावल मुफ्त मिल रहे हैं। हमारे घर में 8 सदस्य हैं तो मुझे 40 किलो चावल मुफ्त मिले हैं। मैं सरकार के आभारी हूँ।
Bimal Mandal from Purnia district in Bihar thanks Prime Minister for providing assistance under Ujjwala scheme.
जी मैं बिमल मंडल दीवानगंज का निवासी हूँ। प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा जो उज्ज्वला योजना के तहत जो गैस का जो पैसा हम लोगों को मिला इस कोरोना वायरस के महामारी में, वो पैसा हम लोगों को अकाउंट के द्वारा मिला और पैसा उठा के हम लोग गैस खरीदे। इसके लिए जो प्रधानमंत्री को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हम दे रहे हैं।
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone program today will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Lieutenant General Ved Chaturvedi, Senior Consultant in Department of Rheumatology and Clinical Immunology in Sir Gangaram Hospital, New Delhi, will participate in this discussion. Listeners can ask questions to expert on toll-free number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:25 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on Air Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. Purva Mathur, Professor of Laboratory Medicine, AIIMS, has said that social distancing is very important to check the spread of virus.
The coronavirus spreads by droplets when a person coughs or sneezes. These droplets do not travel beyond 1 meter, and that is why it's important to maintain social distancing.
Dr. Nandkumar, Professor of Psychiatry, AIIMS, suggested to the people to stay at homes, spend time with family members and practice yoga.
We are going to overcome this crisis within a few weeks. In the coming few weeks, stay at home, spend time with the family, do household work, exercise, listen to music, sing with the family, do yoga, meditation, and take care of emotional need of the family and yourself.
Tune into our other bulletins to listen to other experts. This is All India Radio bringing you a special program on COVID-19. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says COVID-19 does not see race, religion or caste before striking. Prime Minister stresses on adaptability, efficiency, inclusivity, opportunity and universalism for a new business and work culture. Central government to allow certain relaxations from tomorrow in notified services in areas without hotspots. Home Ministry issues guidelines for movement of stranded migrant labourers for their work engagement within states and union territories. High-level task force formed to work on vaccines and drug testing. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The state of Maharashtra has reported 3,648 COVID-19 cases and 211 deaths. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has informed that Maharashtra has so far conducted 66,000 tests and 3,600 people have been found positive, while 95% test reports came negative for COVID-19. He also informed that nearly 70 to 75% positive cases are asymptomatic. While at least 52% of the patients are in serious conditions, he also appealed people not to hide coronavirus-like symptoms. Details from our Mumbai correspondent.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray today said that the state government is allowing the industries from green and orange zones to start production and processing activities in a restricted manner from tomorrow onwards. The industries will have to arrange the accommodation for their workers. The Chief Minister said that industries which are ready to provide accommodation to their workers during the lockdown will be given food grain supply and permission for raw materials from the state. He said, in this period, there will be no restriction on movement of agriculture produce and farm equipment. Also, all the essential items will remain exempted. To overcome anxiety in urban, rural and tribal belts, the government has started a helpline number 1800-102-4040. Nivedita, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Tamil Nadu, 105 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed today. This is the first time the figure crossed 100 since April 12th. The total infected patients in the state have gone up to 1,477. However, there is no report of loss of life due to the disease in the last 3 days. Meanwhile, 46 people were discharged from various hospitals today. More from our correspondent.
The new cases are inclusive of 3 postgraduate medicos and 2 media personnel in Chennai and a 2-day-old child in Coimbatore. However, all the 1,048 active cases are said to be stable now. The state government has decided to continue the lockdown conditions for the time being. It has said in a release today that the experts committee formed to study about the lockdown period will submit its report to the Chief Minister tomorrow. He is set to take a call on the relaxations in the lockdown after studying the report. Till such time, the curfew is set to continue. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
Manipur is now free from COVID-19 after the second corona patient of the state has tested negative for the virus 2 consecutive times. It may be mentioned that the Manipur has recorded 2 positive cases of COVID-19 so far, and the first patient has already cured and discharged from the hospital on 12th of this month. In Assam, 16 COVID-19 patients have been released from hospitals so far. Official sources said that all of them are cured now and have been kept on 14 days observation as a precautionary measure. A report.
Assam Chief Minister Sarvanand Sonowal has reviewed the question in Guwahati in presence of Health Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma and other senior officials. Chief Minister appreciated the role of all the frontline workers who are dedicatedly working round the clock against the COVID-19. Mr. Sonowal also expressed gratitude to the people of the state for supporting the lockdown. The Chief Minister said that the Assam government has ensured the well-being of the people of the state who are stranded outside. He further assured that all those people stuck in Assam would be given all possible help. Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Guwahati.
Various initiatives have been taken at the Gram Panchayat level to ease people's lives amid the COVID-19 lockdown in South Sikkim district. These initiatives related to disseminating information, creating awareness and distributing relief packages have been taken by panchayats and coordinated by the block administrative centers. A report.
Poklok Nandugaon Block Administrative Center is a rural administrative center in South Sikkim. It has conducted various activities related to COVID-19 at the household level and at educational institutions. Block Development Officer of Poklok Nandugaon Block Administrative Center, Tenzing Bhutia, speaks about the initiatives.
Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim, in compliance to his direction, our BSC also conducted several awareness programs in various schools, public places with the help of health officer from Jorthang. During the awareness program, sanitization kits, masks and other hand wash were distributed to the gatherings. When the lockdown was enforced in the state of Sikkim from 24th March 2020, Honorable Chief Minister was kind enough to release relief packages to the stranded laborers from neighboring states. He also released relief packages to the rural underprivileged. As of now, the BSC is able to distribute packages to 200 stranded laborers and about 1,430 rural underprivileged. Additional left out list of 193 rural poor has been submitted to the government through district collector, and the same shall be given to the needy, duly ensuring no one eligible is left behind.
The village administration is also undertaking awareness drives involving ASA workers and would continue with these initiatives. With Saikat Sarkar, Namo Dikshit from South Sikkim for All India Radio.
In Jammu and Kashmir, the Union Territory Administration is tirelessly reaching out to the people in Kashmir to mitigate their sufferings in the wake of COVID-19. Every department is contributing considerably to help the people in the prevailing lockdown situation. More from our Srinagar correspondent.
In Kashmir Valley, Jammu and Kashmir Rural Livelihood Mission has manufactured 2.82 lakh face masks by roping in women self-help groups of Kashmir Division to help the administration in combating the spread of disease. These self-help groups produced the masks in just 11 days and handed them over to their respective district administrations. These self-help groups members have emerged as community warriors who work day in and day out tirelessly to fight against COVID-19. Meanwhile, with the emergence of 9 more positive cases in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the total number of cases in Jammu and Kashmir has risen to 350. This is Sunil Kaul for AIR News from Srinagar.
Railways has transported 1,150 tons of medical items during the national lockdown. Railways Ministry said it is ensuring seamless transportation of medical items on priority basis to aid in the fight against COVID-19. It is continuously delivering masks, hospital items and other medical commodities to strengthen government's efforts in managing the challenges and adverse impact of coronavirus in the country. The ministry said Railways is also touching human lives during the hour of crisis.
The government has dismissed a news report that a 20% cut in central government pensions is being planned. It has termed the news as false. In a tweet, Ministry of Finance has clarified that there will be no cut in pension disbursements. The ministry also clarified that salaries and pensions will not be affected by government cash management instructions. Directorate General of Civil Aviation today directed airlines to stop taking bookings. In its circular for all airlines, the aviation regulator said no decision to commence operation of domestic and international flights with effect from 4th of May has been taken yet, and it asked them to refrain from booking tickets. It also said the airlines will be given sufficient notice and time for restarting of operations. Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that spraying of chemical disinfectants on individuals or groups is physically and psychologically harmful. Health Ministry has issued an advisory against spraying of disinfectant on people for COVID-19 management, saying spraying of chemical disinfectants on individuals or groups were not recommended under any circumstances. Gaddi Nashin of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Dargah Ajmer, Syed Fakhr Kazmi Chishti has urged people to offer namaz and pray from home during Ramadan. Talking to AIR News, he said that all persons must stay at home and follow the lockdown.
इस वक्त जो दुनिया के हालात हैं कोरोना वायरस को लेकर के, इस बीमारी को लेकर पूरी दुनिया परेशान है। हम बारगाह गरीब नवाज से सारी दुनिया के मुसलमानों से अपील करते हैं, खासकर हिंदुस्तान और राजस्थान के लोगों से, कि वो रमजान मुबारक में अपने घरों में रहें और रोजे तरावी घर में ही अदा करें। जैसा कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री ने ऐलान किया है, इस बीमारी का इलाज, इसके बचाव है जो अपने घरों में रहकर कर सकते हैं। मैं अवामुन्नास से अर्ज करता हूँ कि बारगाह गरीब नवाज से गद्दी नशीन होने की हैसियत से पुरजोर हाथ जोड़कर अपील करता हूँ कि वो लोग अपने घरों में रहें और लॉकडाउन का पालन करें। ये रमजान मुबारक नेक महीना इबादतों का है। अल्लाह ताला अपने हबीब के सदके में उस बीमारी को जल्द से जल्द दफा करे और लोगों को इससे निजात मिले।
World Health Organization has released guidelines for Ramadan practices in the context of COVID-19 and advised social distancing and virtual prayer meets. It said cancelling social and religious gatherings should be seriously considered and recommended that decision to restrict, modify, postpone, cancel or proceed with holding a mass gathering should be based on a standardized risk assessment exercise. If cancelling social and religious gatherings, WHO said virtual alternatives using platforms such as television, radio, digital and social media can be used instead where possible. WHO has advised people to practice physical distancing by maintaining a distance of at least 1 meter at all times. Government has launched online data pool of critical human resource for combating and containing COVID-19. Health Ministry said it has created an online data pool on www.covidwarriors.gov.in of doctors including nurses and other healthcare professionals, volunteers from National Yuva Kendras, NCC, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana and ex-servicemen for use by the ground-level administration at state, district or municipal levels. It contains state-wise and district-wise availability of the large pool of human resources from various groups along with contact details of the nodal officers. And now, before we end, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says COVID-19 does not see race, religion or caste before striking. Prime Minister stresses on adaptability, efficiency, inclusivity, opportunity and universalism for a new business and work culture. Central government to allow certain relaxations from tomorrow in notified services in areas without hotspots. Home Ministry issues guidelines for movement of stranded migrant labourers for their work engagement within states and union territories. High-level task force formed to work on vaccines and drug testing. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the special news program on COVID-19.